Oh, big sister, I need to speak with you. It's actually really important, so listen up. I'm really sorry about this, but can you please go and get a divorce from Todd? He actually just proposed to me. What are you talking about, Leah? Are you serious? Todd proposed to you? Whatever for? What? Don't you believe me? I know you're in denial right now, but it's true. It's because Todd doesn't love you anymore. He can't stand to look at you. He's in quite a rush to get married to me. We want to have cute babies and raise them together. So we hope a nuisance will disappear once you divorce Todd. Now, just hang on a minute, Leah. You're kidding me, right? You both aren't actually going to do this to me, are you? Did you really get a proposal from my husband? Have you both been having an affair behind my back? Well, yeah, that's most of the reason behind his proposal. We've been dating each other. What's the problem with that? I was just trying to comfort him because he married such a trashy woman. I can't help that Todd fell in love with me because of that. You're telling me I'm a trashy woman? How could you say that to your own sister? Didn't Todd tell you that he wanted to have children? Because of you being infertile, he's not going to be able to have them, is he? I feel so sorry for Todd as he married such a useless woman who says nothing but trash all day. I am much younger than you, and I'll be able to get pregnant really easily. Are you for real? You think that you can just treat me like this? How could you? Oh, look at my sister. You've always been so resourceful and intelligent. I really hated you for it. Even our parents told me that you're their favorite and that they're so proud of you. But I didn't realize how defective you are when it comes to carrying children. So I'm just going to take your husband. It's over, Polly. Your plans for the future have completely failed. Why are you even doing this to me? Did I do something to you that I haven't been told about? I've already explained it to you, Polly. I just hate everything about you. I just don't like you because you've always been the honor student and the show-off. So you just wanted to take my life away from me by having an affair with Todd, my husband? Well, yeah, of course. Now, you need to get a move on and file for a divorce from Todd so we can get married. I intend to make Todd the happiest man on the planet, so get on with it. You can be miserable and alone forever while I give him children. What the heck is going on with you and my sister, Todd? Did you seriously just propose to her? Is this for real?
Oh, wow. You contacted me before even I could. It saves me from telling you what's been going on, so thanks for that. Since we're still married and I want to marry someone else, you need to sign the divorce papers today.
I can't believe this is happening right now. How could you betray me like this, Todd?
It's been 3 years since we got married, Polly. But you've not given me any children during that time, and my parents got mad at me because of it. You're a useless woman that I no longer need in my life. I want to show my parents the faces of their cute grandchildren as soon as possible.
So you decided to just stab me in the back and have an affair with my sister, Leah?
Hey, she was the one that was supporting me through all the suffering that I was going through with you. She comforted me as you weren't having any luck getting pregnant. Besides, she'll be able to give me children because she's way younger than you. I'm sure she'll be able to have a child real soon. My parents will also be happy that my new wife's younger than the old one, so we've got a better chance to have kids.
You said that you were happy with me. Have you told your parents that you've gotten married again to Leah?
Of course I told them. They're my parents after all. They're very happy to hear the news of Leah and I. They'll be able to meet their grandchildren soon enough.
They surely weren't initially happy to hear about what you've done. That can't be right. I wanted to be the one to see the cute faces of our children before anyone else. You call me useless even though you didn't cooperate with me when it came to the fertility treatment. And then in the end, you just decided to cheat on me instead? Why?
Polly, you're infertile, so how am I supposed to have children with you? Treatment's only for women. How can a man help out in a fertility treatment?
There's loads of tests that the men can do to make sure that everything is okay and that you're healthy. We can't decide on a treatment plan unless we first find out the cause of the infertility.
Do you seriously think there's a reason to why I can't have children? My parents were in their teens when I was born. They had 5 more children. It's in my parents' blood that they can make a lot of children. Of course, I'll have no problems as well.
It's not that I doubt you, Todd. However, it seems that even if a couple's both healthy, you can still become infertile due to stress or another physical condition. First of all, it's important to undergo a thorough examination at the hospital to make sure everything's working as it should.
Oh, shut up, Polly. I've already made the decision to get a divorce from you. Nothing you say is going to change anything. You need to sign the divorce papers so I can move on. You use this to me, so you need to leave.
Okay, I get it. I guess there's no point in saying anything more to you. I'll divorce and move out as you wish, Todd. You can go ahead and have cute children, and I'll leave you alone. I hope you get what you've wished for. Why, hello there, big sister. It's been a while since we last spoke. I was wondering if you're doing all right. Is that the case? Are you still miserable that your younger and more attractive sister stole your husband away? Are you still having regrets about Todd? Hello, Leah. I don't have any regrets on letting Todd go to be with you. I'm actually doing really well. I feel so good. And you? Oh, really now? You're being so strong. You know you don't have to be in front of me. I'm actually messaging you because I've got an announcement to make to my big sister. I gave birth to Todd's baby. Oh, have you? You were actually pregnant? Yes, I immediately got pregnant with his child after we got married. It's quite important to be young in order to get pregnant. Oh, is that really so, Leah? I'm so sorry for only telling you about it now. I just didn't want to rub it in your face too much. Actually, I wanted to contact you as soon as I found out I was pregnant, but the morning sickness was more painful than I imagined, so I didn't bother. I was just so busy preparing for the birth that I didn't have the time or energy to contact you at all. As a big sister, you understand, right? I'm so sorry. I didn't think someone who can't get pregnant would understand what I went through anyways. Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean? But you know how cute a newborn baby can be, right? Soft, warm, and super cute. I think you should come over and meet our new baby. Are you kidding me? You want me to go over there and meet your child? Well, of course, it's fine. You're its auntie after all. Come and say hello to your adorable little niece. So you gave birth to a little girl then? I suppose Todd's really happy now. He always said that he wanted a little girl. Yeah, he's overjoyed with the news of our daughter's birth. When she was born, he was so overwhelmed with joy and emotion that he cried. His parents and siblings are as well. Aren't you happy for us too? Yeah, it's amazing news that everyone's really happy for your bundle of joy. Besides, he's going to be so involved with taking care of the child. He said she's my daughter and the cutest baby in the world. He felt so happy. She's got the most adorable face, but I'm sure she won't show you as you're an infertile woman. He'll be able to show his true feelings in front of his child and how much he wanted one. Well, you both sound really happy with each other. I'm glad that I was able to get a divorce from him then. If he and I were to continue our married life, we'd both be unhappy. I can't forgive you for your betrayal, but maybe this was the best thing to happen. Of course it was, Polly. I was finally able to do something that my older sister couldn't do. I'm different from you in the sense that I can get pregnant quickly and give birth to healthy children, and you're a defect. No matter how smart and resourceful you are, you're a useless woman who's defective and can't get pregnant. It's finally been proven that I'm officially better than my sister after all. Excuse me? Just because you're able to get pregnant, it makes you better than me? It's been a dream of mine that the day would come when I would finally beat my sister at something. Just hold up a second, Leah. Don't you dare judge me as being incapable of bearing children. Just because I wasn't able to get pregnant with Todd, it doesn't mean that I'm completely infertile. And what's that supposed to mean? In the 3 years you were with Todd, you didn't give him any children, so what are you even saying? You were married for that long and never got pregnant, so doesn't that mean you're incapable of carrying children? There's no other explanation. But I still wonder if that's really the case, though. Don't be so stubborn and just admit that you're defective. Just admit defeat and bring my daughter a baby gift, all right? As the aunt, it's the least you could do for your niece. Come over and see the baby. Okay, sure. I'll bring my son and my husband as well. I'm not interested in winning or losing, but I don't need to celebrate. It's complicated, but my newborn's probably just as cute as my little niece. I guess we'll come over right away tomorrow? Have you been discharged from the hospital already, and have you gone home with Todd? No, wait, just hold on a second. We need to rewind here. What the heck are you talking about right now? What do you mean your husband and son will come over with you? Are you saying that you've remarried? Actually, yes. Right after Todd and I got divorced, I happened to meet someone who's really lovely and sweet to me. There was not really any need to tell you about it, so I didn't say a word about him. What's that supposed to mean? Okay, very funny. That's hilarious, Polly. You got me. Aren't you the big sister who's infertile and divorced? Do you really think there's someone out there that would marry such a useless woman? Why are you being like this? Who's useless, Leah? I don't think it's me. Could it be that his son's actually your stepchild? That he was already born? You adopted someone else's child because you couldn't carry one yourself. It's tough being defective, I know. I can't believe you're raising a child that's not even related to you. Would you stop talking to me like this when you don't know my whole situation? My husband and I have a son together. He's my child and I gave birth to him. He was born last month, so of course he's related to me by blood. Don't be so ridiculous. Wait, what? I'm confused. You actually did give birth to a baby? Oh my god, I am so embarrassed by this conversation. Of course I did. I'm in a loving and caring marriage, so having a child was easy. We started dating each other and we basically had a child right away. He said thank you for giving me a child to love and care for. He then proposed to me and said I'm ready for this responsibility and to make a family with me. We'd only been dating for about a month and then he proposed. It was a very speedy change in our relationship, but it felt right. That's insane and can't be true. But your body wouldn't allow you to carry children. How is it possible? There is absolutely no way that you just get pregnant after only dating a guy for a month. It takes more work than that. It's no lie, Leah. And if you think it is, I can't help that you think that. I'll admit the stress of the divorce was huge, and I was thinking it wasn't going to be possible. It's said that stress is the biggest contributor to not getting pregnant. I was under a lot of pressure from Todd and his parents to produce a child and grandchild for them. Every day I'd have severe stomach aches, and when my period came, it was heavy and had a toll on me mentally. Those sorts of conditions were affecting me getting pregnant. This is crazy. I don't believe this. I thought I was able to defeat my sister in being able to reproduce. How on earth were you able to give birth to a child? Anyways, your child and my child will be cousins. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, Leah.
Are you telling people lies again, Polly? You didn't seriously just give birth, did you? The child you brought over today was just an extra, right? You're paying a family for a baby to act? Your husband and child must have been employed somewhere to do this.
Where the heck could I borrow a 1-month-old baby actor from, Todd? Are you kidding me? My husband and child are real. I divorced you and started a new life with them.
So that means you got pregnant immediately after you got a divorce then. Doesn't that seem like it's my fault? You're making it seem like it's my fault that you couldn't get pregnant.
What are you saying, Todd? We just weren't compatible for each other. Things like this can happen if you change partners.
I refuse to believe that. Just wait a minute, let me think. There was a similar development in a drama I watched recently. After kicking out his infertile wife, she unexpectedly got pregnant with another man's child. The reason for her infertility was to do with her previous husband.
But weren't you able to have a child with my sister, Leah?
The drama is still going on, though. The children of the infertile husband and his second wife aren't actually related by blood. It turns out that it was his second wife that was sleeping with another man and making it that the child belongs to the infertile husband.
But that can't actually happen, right? Besides, it would be so bad of Leah to have done that to you, knowing that you might not be able to give her children. It was your wish to have a child, but I was able to give birth to a baby.
Well, that may be true, but I don't know what's going on.
Isn't it okay that we're both happy now since we both have children? Look, I've got a new partner and a cute little one to look after. Let's each of us create a safe and loving home for ours, okay? I gotta go. Take care. What the heck do you think you're playing at, Polly? What did you say to Todd? My family's on the verge of collapsing because of you. This is all your fault. What are you talking about, Leah? Todd just suddenly asked for a DNA test on our child. He wants to find out if his daughter's really his child. I can't believe you'd say such vicious comments to him. I feel like you're the one that injected him with false information and now he's skeptical. I didn't say anything of the sort, little sister. You're just spitting powerful delusions into his head. He started to feel anxious about his family because he was watching a drama that was unfolding just like his real-life situation. But our life's nothing like the crap he watches on TV. Even though I just gave birth and I had to deal with a lot of pain, I can't believe I'm being treated so suspiciously. I understand why you're angry about this, but you need to help him understand. If you would just give him the chance to prove it, then it would be things he just made up in his mind. Then he'll be able to calm down about the whole thing. If he wants me to prove it, that means I've got a huge problem on my hands. What would you do if you found out a child wasn't yours and it was some other guy's? Oh my God, this isn't good. What do I do, Polly? What should I do? I never thought that he'd say something like that to me. Maybe he suspected me before now? No, but that can't be true because I was able to hide it all from him. It was going to be the perfect plan. That's a bit of an intense reaction, Leah. Are you saying that your baby isn't Todd's? Well, I'm not 100% sure on that. The child looks a little bit like him, so maybe they're related. It might really just be his child, to be honest. A little bit like him? You don't sound certain at all. Are you saying that another of his relatives could be the dad? I'm not really sure. That can't be right, can it? Actually, it could be Todd's father's child. Are you kidding me? Are you saying that your own father-in-law could be the father to your child? This is insane. Well, it hasn't been confirmed, so don't you dare go spreading any rumors around. It's just a matter of possibility at this point. The possibility of this child not being Todd's isn't zero, at least. Oh, you're really in some crap now, little sister. What have you done? Why would you even want to touch Todd's father? But my father-in-law is really cool and suave. You know him, right? He started having kids in his teens, so he's still young. He's had 5 children and he's only in his 40s. He's totally within a respectable age range. What have you done? How's Todd going to handle this when he finds out? My head just suddenly started hurting. Are you all right? Is it because you found out what's happened? Even if a DNA test was done, everything would still be okay, right? If the parent and child are related, then the blood would detect anything so they wouldn't find out, right? Please don't involve me any further with the mess you've made in their family. I'm trying to live a peaceful life with my new husband and child. I definitely don't want to be dragged into your crap anymore. I am very much done with you as a sister and as a person. But, Polly, wait a minute. I'm your adorable little sister. Aren't you going to help me out with this? I can't do it on my own. I want to be with Todd and live happily too. You're not even going to help me out just a little bit? You've done nothing but cause me pain and heartache, and now you're doing the same to your husband. I don't think I'd call you adorable. You need to sort out things on your own. You're good at coming up with ideas. Way better than your older sister. Good luck. You can't just do this to me, or even to your ex-husband. Help me, please. No, both of you are not part of my family anymore. Leave me alone to bring up my baby with my husband. Don't contact me again. If you'll excuse me, I've got a life to live. Once the test results came back to prove that Todd wasn't the father, it seemed like he asked for divorce from Leah. It also sounded like his parents were also looking at getting a divorce as well. There are no conversations happening between the two of them anymore. With all 5 of the children living in the neighborhood, they couldn't bring their girlfriends to parents like this, and everyone moved away. While receiving child support from her father-in-law, Leah had become something of a single mother and was raising her child on her own. However, no one, including her own parents, helped her, and rumors quickly spread among the people in their small town. No one wanted to be friends with a mom who lies about the paternity of their child. In a world that's got nothing to do with them, I'm building a wonderful life for my husband and my child. The future looks happy and bright.
Betty, it's been so long, hasn't it? I have some huge news to share with you, but is now a good time to talk?
No, it is never a good time to talk with you, Angela. You know, I still get angry even just having to be reminded that you exist, so if you don't mind, I'd really rather not have this conversation at all.
Wait, what? Now hold on for just 1 second there. I mean, you haven't heard from me in years, and this is the way that you choose to greet me? Don't you think you're being just a little mean? Are you telling me that you've already forgotten what you did to me? I thought we were friends, or at least friendly, and you stabbed me in the back. You have really got some nerve coming to me asking if I want to catch up about your life. Oh, but that was already 2 years ago. You really have got to get over these things, Betty. I mean, what is there even left to be mad about? It all happened so long ago. Well, I don't care how long ago it happened. I am never, ever going to forgive you for what you did to me. I mean, our daughters used to be friends at preschool. I thought that we got along too. You were always someone I felt like I could trust. But then you had to go and steal my husband away from me. Surely you can't still be hung up over all that, right? I mean, I know I probably shouldn't have done what I did, but it's not like you can really blame me for going after something that I wanted, right? That isn't true, though. You were always trying to go after my husband, and you know it. You were probably just pretending to be friends with me, too. Also, you could get to Dave. In fact, you even said as much to me before, don't you remember? Right, but what I'm saying is that Dave was a serious catch. If you don't think there were going to be women out there interested in making him theirs, then that's on you. Besides, I was a single mother. You have no idea just how tough I had it. And then when I met Dave and found out this handsome man also had a good-paying job, well, what was a woman to do? So yeah, I was trying to steal him away from you for a while, but it worked, didn't it? I knew talking to you like this was a bad idea. Just reading these messages is already making my blood boil. But anyways, Dave is your husband now, and I don't see why I should have to know anything about your lives. So if you'll excuse me, I really must be going now. But wait, you can't leave yet. I haven't even gotten to talk to you about my big news. You see, the thing is that yesterday, Dave passed away. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I'm a single mother once again. Wait, are you serious? Dave is dead? Yeah, he had been complaining about some kind of chest pains for a while, but then he was also complaining about always being too busy with work to go and see a doctor. And then yesterday, he just collapsed at work and never got up. It sounds to me like he had a stroke. I see. Well, thank you for sharing that information with me. I really had no idea that Dave was gone. I guess this means that I'll have to break the news to little Julia then. He really was taken from this world too soon. Like, couldn't he have waited just a little longer? Can you believe that we were only married 2 years before he kicked the bucket? You know, I have a lot of things I want to say to you, but for now, just know that I really am sorry for your loss. I hope that wherever he is, Dave is in a better place now. Thank you for those kind words, Betty. But you really don't need to waste any time worrying about me, you know. I may be single again, but I'm not going to let that get me down. I'm going to move on with my life. And it also helps that I get everything in Dave's will, too. I'm sure that all that money will help me in recovering from my tragic loss. Wait, what do you mean? Dave left you money in his will? That's right. I really just can't believe he's gone. I mean, I was just starting to really enjoy the life of being a wife of a CEO. But now that he's gone, I guess that just means that I'll have to have enough fun for the both of us. Well, I'll try and avoid speaking ill of the dead. But if you have to give him credit for anything, Dave knew how to run a business. Not only that, but he was never once late with a child support payment. But I guess he must have also set something aside for you as well. Oh yes, he did. And I was going to take that money, go to South Korea, and get plastic surgery. Then I'm going to be the hottest widow on the market, and it is going to make finding a new man to sweep me off my feet that much easier. Oh man, maybe things will finally go well for me. Wait a second, Angela. Don't you think that you're being just a little disrespectful right now? What are you talking about? In what way am I being disrespectful? Well, I mean that you're bragging about the money you're going to inherit from Dave, and not only that, but you said you were going to use it to find a new husband. Don't you think there should be a longer mourning period or something for him? I don't really see how the amount of time I spent mourning is going to make any other man want me more. If anything, it'll just make me look like some depressed widow who is too sad to remarry. And I really don't think that's what Dave would have wanted for me. I'm not saying that you don't deserve to be happy in your life, but the funeral hasn't even happened yet, right? Should you really even be thinking about the inheritance this early after he's gone? I knew it! I knew that you were just jealous of how much money I was going to be getting, but anyways, now you know what's happening.
Hello, is this Betty? We met once before, but I'm not sure if you remember me. I'm Thomas, Angela's son.
Oh, Thomas, of course I remember you. You were just a bit older than Julia in elementary school, weren't you? I just wanted to say that I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm not sure how close you and Dave managed to get before he passed, but I'm sure this is hitting you quite hard.
I didn't think of Dave as my dad at all. In fact, to me, he was always just Julia's dad that my mom managed to steal from your family. But I could never live with the feeling of stealing Julia's dad.
Thomas, I had no idea that you felt this way about the whole situation.
Well, I actually am messaging you today because I have a few things that I want to talk to you about. For example, do you know how to have a funeral? I've tried looking up things online, but I feel like it just made me more confused than anything else.
Wait, what? Why on earth are you looking up something like that?
Well, my mom said that she didn't have time to deal with Dave's funeral, so she told me to handle it all. So I guess that means that I'm in charge of organizing it and stuff.
You have got to be kidding me. Did your mom really say that?
Yeah, I mean, my mom is back to being a single mother. We don't really talk to any of our relatives, especially not after she had her affair with Dave. That was the last straw for a lot of people. But anyways, that's bad for me because it means that I don't have anyone to ask.
But wait a minute. Where is your mom right now, Thomas? I mean, why in the world would she leave arranging the entire funeral up to you?
Well, my mom is actually out of the country on vacation right now. She told me that she just found out that the check for Dave's money just cleared and that she was off to spend it.
She's away on a vacation right now? So not only is she not going to be at Dave's funeral, but the reason she won't is because she's traveling?
Betty, I just want you to know how sorry I am that you've had to deal with my mom's antics. I really am always trying to stop her from acting this way, but anytime I say anything to her, it's like talking to a brick wall. She doesn't listen to anything I have to say. And this morning when I woke up, she was gone.
Thomas, please, you do not have to apologize to me for what your mom does. In fact, I'm glad that you reached out to talk to me about all of this. I'm very proud of how maturely you've been acting about all this. As for the funeral, that isn't something a child should have to plan. You can leave it all to me.
You mean it? You really want to help plan your ex-husband's funeral? Even after he left you and Julia for my mom? I don't know what to say. All this time I thought that I should have had to plan the funeral as a kind of punishment.
You don't deserve to be punished for anything, Thomas. You haven't done anything wrong. You're a very sweet and kind boy, but this is something the grown-ups should have to deal with. But what I want to know is, if your mom is away on her trip, are you okay? Do you have enough food in the house for yourself?
Kind of. I've been eating a lot of frozen meals that I'm getting from the store, but I'm pretty used to it after all this time.
All this time? What do you mean by that, Thomas?
Well, I just mean that my mom never cooks for me to begin with, so ever since I was little, I've always been eating prepared stuff from the store. But when my mom married Dave, she told him to give me more money to buy food, so I was actually given a budget of about $20 a meal.
And Dave really had no problem with you never eating a home-cooked meal at all?
I don't know whether or not he minded, but he was always too busy with work to do anything. I mean, we would eat out together at restaurants from time to time, but that was it, really.
So neither Dave nor your mom ever cooked a meal for you themselves? I don't get it. Don't they understand how important this time of your life is for growth? Thomas, I want you to come over to my house right away. You are welcome to stay here until all the funeral business is done with.
Wait, what? You can't really be serious about that, right?
Of course I'm serious. Besides, Julia is always talking about wanting to see you. She hasn't seen you since Angela and Dave got married and you transferred schools. I think it's been at least 10 years since you last saw each other.
But there's no way that I could ever face your daughter in person. I mean, my mom was the person who stole her father away from her mother. I'm the son of the woman who completely ruined her family.
But you didn't do anything, and you can't blame yourself for this. This is all on your mom, and you shouldn't feel any responsibility for it at all. Now please, come over here and enjoy some real food. Honestly, someone your age shouldn't be having to deal with all of this. It's just tragic.
Betty, thank you so much.
Of course, but I just wonder if you haven't already forgotten where I live. Anyways, I'll think of something special to cook for dinner tonight, so you hurry on over here.
I heard that you stepped in for my son and ended up organizing the whole of Dave's funeral. Even to the end, I guess you never really were over him, were you? Why else would you step up and take over for Thomas like that?
You have got some nerve asking me that. Why in the world was it up to your son to hold the funeral anyways? I mean, he is barely a teenager. There is no way he would have been able to do all that by himself. Honestly, what in the world is the matter with you? Didn't you feel a need to pay your respects to Dave at all?
What more do I need to respect him for when I have all of his money? You really are a rather sentimental person, do you know that?
And just what is that supposed to mean?
I mean that you did all of this for Dave when you two aren't even married anymore. I certainly hope that you didn't hope to get anything from me by doing this. Because if you think that I'm going to share a penny of what Dave left me, then you are very, very wrong.
Oh, please, do you really think that that's why I stepped in to help your son? I am really getting sick of all your wild delusions, Angela. Here I thought that you would have wanted to show some kind of emotion to Dave's memory, but instead I'm the one having to host the funeral all by myself.
There you go, trying to guilt me into giving you something. I knew you would try this. But unfortunately for you, it isn't going to work. I've already told you that you aren't going to see a single penny. Dave's inheritance is all mine. So don't bother trying to kiss up to me. It won't work.
You do know that Dave and I never actually got a divorce, right?
And just what is that supposed to mean?
I mean that had we actually been divorced, then you would have the rights to his will. But the fact is that Dave and I never finalized the divorce, so we were just separated. But legally, we were still married. So basically, I have a much stronger claim to his estate than you do.
What in the world are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Dave and I were married for 2 whole years before he died. That's the reason why I stole him from you. Besides, I know for a fact that we signed the wedding documents and everything.
But did you actually see Dave ever take them to the courthouse for processing?
Of course I didn't. Why would I both need to follow him all the way there? I signed the papers. That means we're married. It really is as simple as that. After we signed the documents, I left it all up to Dave to take care of.
Well, then I think that Dave might have tricked you because you two were never married.
You really have no idea what you're talking about. Do you know that?
Oh, I'm afraid that I do, though. You see, I never forgave either of you for your affair. And one way that I got my revenge was by refusing to divorce Dave. It would have been so easy to just sign the papers and be done with it, but then I knew that that would make things even easier for him. I still carried around my grudge against you two, so I never ever signed any kind of divorce papers.
You have got to be kidding me.
I'm not at all. And Dave knew he had no choice but to go along with it, since I could have taken away his visiting rights to see our daughter. I told him that if he and I get divorced, that he would never ever see his daughter again.
You did what? But this doesn't make any sense. This is the first I'm hearing of any of this.
Well, now you know that for the past 2 years, your so-called marriage to Dave was all a lie.
But surely the courts would have seen that we were together.
I'm afraid that it's not a matter of that at all. Dave's will lays out quite explicitly that his wife is to get everything. And that would mean that it all goes to me.
It doesn't really say that, does it? Surely there's got to be a mistake here. My name has to be on that somewhere. There has to be a version around here with my name on it.
Well, you said he died suddenly from a stroke, right? So what makes you think he would have even made something like that?
I found Dave's will, and just as I thought, I am going to get a huge amount of money.
You mean you found a new version of the will?
That's right. He said that even though we weren't married, he wanted to leave me everything as a way of apologizing for lying to me.
I see. Well, if the document is really real, then you have to go and get it notarized. That way it can be used legally, otherwise it would just look like you were trying to pass off a fake document as the real one. And that is a very serious crime.
Wait, hold on. Is that really true?
You mean I can't just show them this document that I found this morning? But then you have to at least give me something. Ah, so you mean you did forge that document? Please, I have a child. I need Dave's money to take care of him.
Oh, don't worry about me, Mom. Betty already said that she was going to pay for my college. I'm glad that you got back home from your trip there. Betty was so worried about me when she heard that you were gone. She took me in for a few days.
Wait a second. Is this Thomas? What are you talking about? You're with Betty right now, and what do you mean she's going to pay for your schooling?
I mean that she is going to be more of a mother to me than you ever were. She already has been in just a short time that I've been here. We've been talking, and she told me that if I managed to get into a college, that she would pay for all 4 years of my tuition.
But that isn't fair. What do I get there?
I don't care what you get, Mom. I was talking with Julia, and she was so excited that we're going to go to college together.
Thomas, you can't trust someone like Betty. She's going to charge you interest. She's going to try and trap you with debt.
No, she said she was going to do all this for free. Betty told me I won't owe her a penny, ever. And so, I really don't need or want you in my life anymore, Mom. I think I'm old enough to take care of myself. After all, I've been doing it already for years now.
How dare you talk to your mother that way? What is the matter with you?
Is that really the last thing you wanted to say to me as my mom?
No, wait, don't go. I'm sorry. Please, you have to talk to Betty and convince her to share some of that money with me. I need it.
I see. Well, if that's all you need me for, I think I'm going to be going now. Have a nice life, Mom. Don't reach out to talk to me ever again.
Wait, no, Thomas, come back. Please, you can't just leave me like this. I'm your mother. Can't you see that I really need help right now? Please, you have to come back. Thomas! After that, I talked with Thomas and agreed to let him live with Julia and I. He really is a brilliant kid, and he excelled in all of his classes. By the time he finished school, he was valedictorian and even gave a speech to all of his classmates. Julia and I support him through the college application process. By the time he heard back from all the schools he applied to, he had 5 different full-ride offers to choose from. I continued to get harassing messages from Angela begging for money. She even hired a lawyer and tried to sue me. But she quickly burned through what little money she had left doing that, and it got her nowhere. Now that Thomas is in school, he tells me that he swears to pay me back one day. And I tell him that he has nothing to worry about at all. Hey Blake, we really need to talk. I've reached my limit with all of this. I was wondering if you could do something about Bailey?
Huh? What do you mean by that? What about Bailey?
Don't you know? We've talked about this a few times before. Bailey just keeps on making herself at home, and she's been doing this without telling us first. This has been happening day after day. She keeps coming over without telling us and stays for the entire day. Also, she keeps complaining about how I clean up our own house. It's rather frustrating. I feel like I've got no time to relax as she's always here.
How could you say something so cold about my mother? My mother's always there for you.
But what does that even mean for me?
I asked my mom to go around the house. I told her that you're really bad at doing the housework and to help educate my wife. That's why she comes over every day. You're the worst wife for treating this as a problem when it's not.
Why would you even say that I'm bad at housework? I'm trying to do my best every day in my own way. I'm confident that I'm doing housework diligently than other people in their homes. How could you say that to me?
Oh, really? Do you think you're doing the work to that extent? You think you're so funny, Belinda.
Yes, because I make 3 meals a day for the 365 days of the year. Don't you realize that? I've made it all from scratch, and I've never relied on prepared foods or frozen meals. At your request, the snacks that I make for you at 3 o'clock on the holidays are also homemade.
That's just a part of what you've got to do for me as a housewife. My mother used to do that kind of thing for me as well when I was a child.
She did every single thing for you, including all the laundry and cleaning? Don't you realize I do my best every day to make sure I'm not leaving a single speck of dust on the floor or left on any piece of furniture? I separate the washing by color and wash all your underwear completely by hand. I'm the only person in the house who does this every day.
So you're saying that you're trying to do your best at the level you're sitting on? That's pathetic. You forgot to take out the trash the other day. You also failed to iron my shirt yesterday, didn't you?
I didn't do that because I didn't get enough sleep. I ended up just dozing off because I had a fever. If I'm having to wake up at 4 in the morning and only go to bed at 2 in the morning, there's no way I'll be able to get rid of my fatigue.
My mother lived like that as well, and she had no problems doing all the housework. The house was always completely spotless. You say that you're doing your best, but it's meaningless if you're not producing good results. Even a housewife can understand that much, right? You were also a functional member of society up until a few years ago, weren't you? You should understand hard work, right?
I suppose I do. I know I do a lot of hard work. I give 100% of my housework, and I understand that you don't like how I do it, Blake. Well, then please at least tell Bailey to not take my personal belongings when she's in my house.
What are you talking about? What personal belongings has she even taken?
Actually, over the past few months, more and more of my personal belongings have been disappearing from our house. I only recently found out who the culprit was. Every time Bailey comes over to our house, she's taking something without asking my permission first. It's like she thinks it's her God-given right to take my things.
Now just stop. Why would you say that my mother's taking your things? How dare you say something like that to our own son? Those are strong accusations, Belinda.
When I questioned her about it, she said exactly the same thing you just did. How dare you accuse your mother-in-law of stealing? She said she was borrowing my things for a little while and that whatever belongs to my son's wife belongs to her, so it doesn't matter. It obviously matters, Blake. It's my stuff she's taking. She's never returned what she's borrowed. It's just stealing.
Well, to solve it, we can just pretend that we gave her the things as a gift, so don't worry about it. My mother comes to watch and instruct you on how to do your housework every day. You should be grateful. Considering all this, her fees are really cheap, so you should be following her orders.
What the heck are you talking about? She's charging me fees for this? Even though she's bossy and stealing from me? I didn't ask for any of this to happen. I know how to do housework.
Stop making fun of what she's doing and accusing her of theft. You're such a narrow-minded wife. You're so annoying.
Okay, so are you going to replace the books that have been taken from me? Bailey's taken so much that I hardly have any cosmetics anymore. Haven't you noticed those things are gone? I'm almost out of clothing and bags. It's going to cost a few $1,000s to buy everything that she took again.
Are you kidding me? A few $1,000s? I'm not buying any of that crap for you. You can get that yourself with your own money. Don't even think about trying to splurge on clothes and bags with your husband's money.
Are you kidding me? I've got hardly anything left after what Bailey took.
You've got savings from when you used to work like us normal people. Use that so you can buy it again yourself.
But I'm just a housewife right now. I don't have any money to spend on things. Why won't you help me? You're my husband. And yet, you tell me to use up the precious savings I've got? What am I supposed to do if my savings account has nothing left for the future?
Don't you know how to answer your own questions? I guess you have to go back to work if that's the case. If you got time to talk about nonsense like this, then you got time to perfect your housework skills. Stop being so useless and get back to work.
Hey, Belinda, we need to discuss something right now. How dare you talk badly about me to my own son? He's not the one who's treating me like a thief, thinking that I've stolen your belongings. How dare you? Oh, is that so? Is that what he told you I was saying? Stop playing games with me. Don't you dare call me a thief again. You're such a disappointment. Blake told me earlier what you said. He told me to take anything as an instructional fee on teaching you how to clean. He said to take how much I want. What the heck is that supposed to mean? Do you think you've got any right in taking my stuff? Yes, and my son has finally recognized that. From now on, I can come in and out and take whatever I like as payment. You know I was worried about how there was only good food in your fridge. Would you please stop doing this? I've completely reached my limit with you. This is too far. What's that supposed to mean? I'm your mother-in-law and I can treat you however I like. I feel like there's a hole in my stomach from all the stress you've put me under. Since I've become a housewife, Blake has become more strict with the housework. Now he doesn't even treat me as his wife, but just as some housekeeper. No matter how many times I ask you, you still come over like you own the place. You need to ask me to come over. I am so sick of living like this. This is how a housewife should be treated. I'm not saying anything else about it. Everyone used to be like this. I've been told that I'm allowed to do whatever I want as your mother-in-law. Why would you repeat something like this to others when you wouldn't want it done to you? Oh, shut up, Belinda. You're such a terrible wife to my son. Well, most of the time. Who do you think you owe to be able to live in the house that you do? The land that the house is on is that land that I gave to both of you.
Yes, you've told me this before, Bailey, but
So what's wrong with going onto your land whenever I like?
the land is no longer in your name, Bailey.
Even if it's in my son's name, what's mine is mine. That's why I'll continue to go over to your house whenever I feel like it. I don't see what's so wrong about taking what's on the land that my son owns.
You can't just do that to me. That's stealing, as those things don't belong to you.
Thanks to the money that my son earns, we can live in such a spacious house. I'm too selfish to stop doing what I'm doing, so I don't plan on stopping at all. Also, you're not good at housework compared to me, and you're not very friendly at all. I wonder why my son married such a useless wife. I wish he'd get rid of you sooner rather than later. I'm so sick of you hanging around my son.
I guess I see what your true nature is, Bailey. I also just want to leave Blake for how he's treating me and how he lets you treat me like crap.
Are you kidding me with this nonsense? How dare you say something like that about my son in front of his own mother? I'll remind my son of the things you've just said to me. He'll make you pay for that.
I've had it up to here with both in terms of how you've treated me since I stopped working. I want to be free from you. I feel so trapped when you're both giving me crap. I'm really at my limit now, and if this continues, I am really going to consider divorcing you.
Oh, is that so? If you're going to keep saying that over and over again, then why don't you do that? You're supposed to be my wife and not threaten me. If you keep being like this towards me and my mother, then you leave me no choice but to divorce you.
Are you kidding me? Me threaten you? You're the one doing it to me. You'd really divorce me on something I don't even do to you?
You think you're so cocky. I can't even understand you anymore. We all know you can't live without me, but you keep saying silly things like this. Even if we were to get a divorce, even someone as stupid as you will understand how important it is to have a husband. I'm at the courthouse right now since it's such a short walk from my office. I'll file the divorce papers as you wish and bring them over for you to sign.
What? You're actually going to do that? Even though I've done everything that you've ordered me to do?
It's too late to cry and moan about it now, Belinda. I'll immediately file for divorce. Get out of my house, you useless, good-for-nothing wife.
Okay, but you do realize that this is my house, right? Oh, wait, but you're really filing for the divorce papers right now?
Yes, that's what I just said. I'm filing for the divorce papers right now. I'm staring at them intently. I scribbled your signature in the text box. The people at the courthouse quickly accepted my request without saying anything.
You know that it's not a good thing to use someone else's signature on a form like that. Well, I guess for me it's a relief to get the divorce out of the way, so I'll take it as no questions asked. Thank you for divorcing me. That means you need to get out of my house right away, okay?
Hey, what did you just say to me? That house that I used to make you clean up every day, my mother gave me the land and I built the house on it. Therefore, that house on that land is mine, not yours. You need to pack your things and get out as soon as I come home.
Now just hold on a minute there, pal. Aren't you forgetting some really important details, Blake? It's true that you built that house, but then you put all the details in my name. The house, the land it sits on, all have been transferred from your name to mine.
Are you kidding me with this crap right now, Belinda?
You're the one who said that to me right after it was finished being built, didn't you? You're the one who said that a wife should stay at home, so I just obeyed your orders, Blake. You said please quit your job and move into the house. At the time, you were still treating me well and were much more of an adult about things. You said when I become a housewife, everything will be in your name. That's what your promise was to me, right?
Oh, okay. I somewhat remember what I said to you. At the time, I did write that the house and land are in your name.
Yes, and did you realize that giving up your job to start a family is a huge risk as well? So I was super anxious if we got a divorce or if something happened to you, so you made that promise to me. You said that you'll change the names to mine on the document so that I'm in safe hands no matter what happens. That's when you started to beg me to become a housewife.
I really can't believe this. What am I supposed to do now? I've already filed the divorce papers.
Well, tough. You've got no rights to this house anymore, Blake. You shouldn't have treated me like you did, and none of this would have happened. As the owner of this property, I refuse you to take anything more from me.
But you can't just do that to me. I've done so much for you.
You're the one who needs to pack their bags and move out of the house. I'll give you a little bit of time to do that. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Good luck and take care of yourself. You evil woman! How dare you take the land I own? You need to give that land and the rights to the house back to my son. I've got no intention of giving anything to you. You deserve nothing. Your son was the one who gave me the land and the house in the first place, Bailey. I'm telling you now, he put everything in my name. I don't intend on giving any of the land or house back to Blake. Don't say such stupid things to me. Cut it out. Where's my son supposed to live now, then? Well, he could also go and live with you, Bailey, since he always used to take your side over mine. It's probably a good idea for him to go back to his parents' house if he wants everything done for him. That's definitely not an option. It would be impossible, okay? I literally just sold the house. There's no family home anymore. Where's he supposed to go back to if I've sold the house? Wait, what? You sold your house? Why would you do that? Because I intended on moving into your house once my son divorced you. My house has been standing for several decades and it's already so old. So I thought I'll sell my house and then move in with my son as his house is brand new. Are you kidding me? You think I'd let you move in after you stole from me and bossed me around? You were planning to move back into this house behind my back? I heard nothing of this plan. There was no way I was going to tell my son's useless wife about this plan. Blake was never going to refuse me from living with him, so he stayed quiet about it. And now the sale process has finally been completed. I was planning on moving in at the beginning of the week. At the beginning of the week? Why then? Because you'd both be divorced by then and he would have kicked you to the curb like you deserved. But now there's no way we can do that. I can't believe my son would be so stupid to give the house and the land to you. Hey, I'd watch what you say to me, Bailey. You're on thin ice. If the divorce had been slowed down, this would have been an even more painful experience for me. But what a stroke of luck that I got everything. So you're just going to keep everything for yourself? What's my son supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I can't just turn around and tell my real estate agent that I'm not going to sell my house after all. How did this even happen when everything was going according to plan? Everything went wrong and it's all because of you. Go off and complain to your son about it. I don't want to hear it. He's the one who divorced me using a lot of his own stupid force. If you'll excuse me, I've got things to organize. I've got to go and put Blake's luggage in the front yard.
Belinda, I can't believe what I've done to you. I'm so sorry.
Huh? Why are you even apologizing to me now, Blake?
I've just realized how horrible I've been, and it's because of my mom's influence on me. She was so horrible to you, and she was trying to push me to make you do everything so that she'd be able to get what she wanted out of us. Look, I didn't want to say anything, but I got fired from my job.
You what? What the heck happened? Why are you telling me this?
You were in charge of all the saving. Can you please give me a bit so I can pay for some living expenses? I really need it.
Are you kidding me? After the way you and your mother treated me? I'm not going to help you out, not this time or any other time.
But you can't just abandon me like this. I need financial help. And please, Belinda, I'm begging you. Don't leave me without any money to live.
You are such a horrible person for the way you've treated me as your house slave. Your mother had no right to say or do the things she did to me. If you want to earn some money so that you can save it for a rainy day or to pay for whatever you need to pay for, you need to look for a job. You know, a thing that normal people do. I'm done with all of this. Goodbye and good luck with your life. After what happened with Blake and his mother Bailey, I heard that they moved into a rundown apartment together. During his unemployment period, he was under a lot of stress. Apparently, he was secretly addicted to buying big purchase items and gambling. Because of that, he had nothing saved up in his bank account. Also, I discovered that Bailey didn't have enough funds in her retirement account. All the housework being done at her old house was outsourced for a long time by a cleaning company. She couldn't even cook a proper meal. If this continues, Blake was told that he'd have to remarry and find a wife who can earn money and do the housework. It seems like the two of them have been working hard together, but no one will agree to go on a date with him as he lives with his mother and he's unemployed and divorced. I want to show that's obvious to his face.
Hey, Caitlin, I'm really sorry to bother you. I know that you're really busy, but I wanted to talk to you. I know that you're about to give birth soon, but is it alright if you go back to your parents' house?
Huh? Is everything okay? Why are you asking me this question all of a sudden? Didn't you both take parental leave for when the child is born? The two of you will be able to do everything together, right?
Yes, but something has come up. My boss has called me back into work today. I was asked if I could go to Seattle for a while starting next month.
Are you kidding me? Your work's asking you to be out of town from next month? Don't you realize how bad that timing is?
Apparently, there's not enough people at the branch in Seattle, so they've got to send someone from the head office for about a year. So the boss has thought about it for a while and thought I was the right person to be sent.
But you're being sent away for 1 whole year? I'm sorry, but that's impossible. I'm pregnant. I can't keep up with everything by myself. So, you'll be going to work in Seattle alone?
This is all for work. I can't help what my bosses choose to do with the employees of the company. So even though it's a sudden move I have to make, maybe you can move back in with your parents? I'm a little worried about leaving you alone at home.
But if you go, I think I'll be able to manage things by myself. I haven't been super sick or anything, and my parents are only an hour's drive away. It's okay if I don't go all the way back home to continue my pregnancy there. We can afford to have my parents come over to check on me once in a while.
Well, that's not great, Caitlin. The reason I want to go is because maybe my sister will come storming into the house and take over. That's why I'm begging you to please flee from your parents' house so you don't have to deal with her. I won't be able to sleep because I'll be so worried if she tries to do anything to you.
What are you talking about, Craig? Are you talking about Dana? Your younger sister? What do you mean by she'll come to the house and create a storm? Why do you think she'd do that?
We've talked about Dana before, haven't we? My sister's the complete opposite to me. I'm the serious one, and she creates trouble all the time. It's okay for me to be married, but to not be with someone similar to me, she said. She's giving my parents so much grief right now, she's hard to control.
I mean, she and I love to have fun and do cool activities. I guess that's why she quit her job really quickly. And last year she got addicted to gambling and ended up in a lot of debt, about $30,000, I think. I remember she was shouting at you at the New Year's gathering to lend her some money because she lost a lot of it.
She even tried to borrow money from my relative nephews. In the end, it seems like my parents gave in to her and she was able to borrow all the money she needed. But it sounds like she's up to her ears in debt again.
Again? Are you kidding me? Does she ever learn from her actions?
Yeah, now she's got addicted to Bitcoin and her debt has gone up to $50,000.
Oh my god, that's insane. Her debt is higher than what it was the last time we saw her.
Yeah, and my parents were super upset when they'd heard what she'd done with all the money she borrowed. So out of touch. She went to their house again crying and kicking up a fuss, all because they found out what she did.
That's so crazy. How could she do this to her own family? So, about Dana and her husband, they probably haven't even paid back the $30,000 they owed, right? To your parents, at least.
No, that's why I'm inundated with calls right now from her. My phone's been ringing all day long. They're just calls from Dana and her husband Rick. They keep asking me to borrow more money, and now they're saying that they've got no place to live and want to crash at our house. No matter how many times I say no to her, she keeps persisting. It's frustrating.
Oh no, really? She's asking to stay here? We can't just let them do that.
I'm worried now that she'll be in contact with you really soon. She might eventually try and get to you. Also, if they found out that I went to work outside of the state alone, I feel like they'd come and try to take over the house without my knowledge.
Oh, I see what you mean. I'm your wife, so I'll stand by you. Both of them express very strong feelings, so I'm a little anxious about it. Considering their personalities, I feel like this is something they'd do to us.
Right? That's why I really would like it if you left to go and stay with your parents for the meantime, so that the pregnancy can go smoothly too.
If that's the case, I'll go back to my parents' house. I'm sure my parents will be happy to have their daughter at home again, especially because I'm carrying their grandchild. It's a very sudden thing to happen, but I'm sure they'll let me stay.
I'll also explain the situation to them and my parents so everyone's in the loop. Tell them thank you from me. Because of me, you got to leave our house. I'm so sorry for causing so much trouble for you, Caitlin.
There's no need for you to apologize, Craig. You've not done anything wrong. Thank you for thinking of me and my safety. We can get through this. Well. Maybe Caitlin was the one who's playing with us at her front entrance just now, huh? Wow, have you already finished giving birth at home already? Is that you, Dana? How did you get this number? I'm sorry, but there's no need to divulge my secrets. Besides, this house is ours now. Rick and I have been making this place our own since last week. I'm sorry, but I wonder if you could just go back to your parents' house. That'll be great. You've been in my house? How did you even get inside? After giving birth, I was able to come back home and the door won't even open for me. But of course, you've come in and started occupying it. How on earth did you manage to get inside anyways? It was too easy. Rick just broke a window and we jumped right inside. Isn't he amazing? My husband, I mean. How can breaking a window be that skillful? Just let me in right now. This is my house. And Craig's house too. He doesn't want you here. I'm sorry, but there's no way I'm opening that door for you. Because then you'll just try and kick us out. Plus, we've got nowhere else to go, so we plan to live here from now on. So this house is ours, fair and square. Fair and square? There's nothing fair about it. Stop saying such stupid things. I'm here because I'm returning to my home. What are you even doing while Craig's away working, huh? Well, you were both away, so we got really lucky with just taking it from you. I thought that my brother and his wife were kind and that they'd let me in even if I sat in their front yard for ages. So when we both got here with all our luggage and rang the doorbell, we noticed that neither of you were at home. So that means you were planning to give us this house, right? We were never going to give you anything because you just take whatever you want from people. Please, just get out of my house right now and you won't be blamed for any of this. Geez, Caitlin, there's really no need to get angry at us. Unlike us, I know my brother earns a lot of money. Wouldn't it be nice of him to build another house for you and your little friends to hang out in? So you can just give us this house. Are you kidding me right now? Do you seriously think we've got the funds to build another house just so you can keep this one? Besides, Rick and I really love this house. We don't want to leave. I heard that Craig built you both a splendid house, but we didn't think he went this far, huh? It's so nice to have a rooftop and a basement. There's just so much space. It's great. Well, land's very limited in the heart of the city, so we made a lot of use of the space that we had and built up. I took a quick look around, actually, and the bar in the basement looks really cool. My brother's got surprisingly good taste. Please, Dana, just leave and there'll be no trouble. This house is really special to us and we worked really hard to build it. We were planning to start a new life here with our new baby. If you don't give the house back, I'm going to call Craig and tell him what's going on. I know that he's out of state for work right now, and I'm not scared of my big brother. Not one bit. There's no way that someone as serious as my brother would up and leave his job to deal with your problems. Even if he were to come back, the lock will be changed, so no one will ever be able to come inside, and we can occupy this place for however long we like. You can't just do that when it's my house. Why don't you just give up while you're ahead and run back home to your parents, okay? None of your things are in this house anyways. What are you talking about? Where's my stuff then? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you. I didn't have enough money, so we sold all your things. The things we didn't need, we threw away. And the things we thought we could get a bit of money for, we sold. Are you kidding me, Dana? How could you possibly do that to us? Did you really just trespass into my property and sell my things without my permission? Besides, baby goods cost a lot of money. I'm sure you can get new things. I was shocked at how much that ultrasound photo sold for. You gave away my baby's ultrasound photos? Why would you do that when that's my baby in that photo? Why would you sell precious memories to some random person? Do you know how disgusting your behavior is right now? And you gave away the baby goods as well? What am I supposed to do now? Those were gifts from my parents and my friends. Oh, oops. I'm sorry about that. I just needed the money. You understand that, right? But you see, it's our house now, so we don't need any of that garbage. Just give it up now and go back to your parents' house, why don't you? We've sold your things, so there's nothing you need from here, huh? This house now belongs to your dear sister-in-law and her husband. Thank you very much for that. I see. I guess I'm not going to get inside the house. I'll just leave now.
Good. Don't even think about coming back here, all right? Tell my brother that you gave in and gave the house to Dana and Rick. I'm sure he'll accept his fate.
Fine, I'll do as you wish. I'll never come back to this house again. Even if I do decide to come back later, you'll never know.
Huh? Who says something like that? You're so strange. Don't say things that obviously don't make any sense to anyone. Now, disappear.
Hey, Caitlin, are you there? I heard your voicemail message just before. Please tell me what's happening down there isn't true. Did Dana and Rick really just break into our house and take it from us?
Unfortunately, it's true, Craig. I'm really sorry. Rick smashed one of our windows in and they climbed through it to get inside. They also sold all my things, including the ultrasound photos and things for the baby, and they threw some other stuff out as well. They told me to get off the property, and I just got to my parents' house after they kicked me out.
What the heck do they think they're playing at? I can't believe she's done this to us. I'm going to head back down now. I just can't leave you to deal with it.
Yeah, that's fair, but it's okay. You've been concentrating so hard on your work and doing super well. I've got an idea how to deal with this, so don't worry about things here. I've been concerned about Dana's mind for a long time. I think she's gone insane. I was trying to poke around for information as it's becoming such a problem for your family. I really can't believe that she's actually causing real harm to me and your family. If anything more were to have happened, I wouldn't have complained so much about it. Even the things that were sold, this has gone far enough. This is a good opportunity to get them back for what they've done to us. It's time to make everything fair and square again.
Okay, what do you intend to do about them if they won't leave the house?
I won't do anything specific, per se. I'm just going to make them wave the white flag and surrender without letting them know what I'm doing.
What? Caitlin, I don't understand. What are you going to do?
Don't worry about it for now. Just leave it all up to me. I better go deal with this mess. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Get out of here. You need to come and help us. We're trapped in the basement. You need to help us, Caitlin.
Oh no, that's not great. The mice have been caught then. It was quicker than I imagined it would be.
What's that supposed to mean?
I definitely thought once you knew about the bar downstairs, you'd want to go down and check it out. Craig's the only one with fingerprint authentication for the basement. He's the only one who can let anyone down there out if they get trapped.
Are you kidding me? You've got this fingerprint authentication in this house? How did you even get that installed here?
Craig wanted to have an entire room and gadgets like they do in some drama that he used to watch. I said it looked interesting, so we installed it. Now that I think about it, I was definitely getting excited on building a house for ourselves.
That's crazy. How could you just install something like that? Now, how are we supposed to get out of here?
There's a key to use just in case something like this happens, but only Craig and I have a copy of it. I know you guys are good at breaking windows, but there's not much point doing that when the room doesn't have any.
This can't be happening. So there's absolutely no way out of here? So we've got no choice but to live the rest of our lives in a basement if we can't get out?
Sounds about right to me. You can spend your lives down there.
There's no way we can live down here. There's no sunlight or any way out of here. I don't want to be in here. You need to let us out immediately. You need to get over here right now and let us both out. We need your assistance to do that.
Oh, really now? But didn't you say to never come back?
Huh? What are you talking about? I never said that.
I know you did. I've got the message to prove it. There's no way I can go there and help you. Craig will be back home in a half a year or so, so until he comes back, you both can live underground.
You're telling us that we have to live underground for up to half a year?
But isn't that a good thing? You should be happy about that. I heard that you're in $50,000 worth of debt. I heard a rumor that you've been chased by debt collectors because of it. I don't think they'll follow you into the basement, so you'll both be safe down there.
Don't say such ridiculous things to me. We would have collapsed before they caught up to us. There's nothing to eat down here.
It literally just got built, Dana. I found out I was pregnant right after we finished building the house, so I've been busy doing other things. I was just about to buy alcohol, snacks, and other things for the basement, but I got locked out, remember? Okay, I get it. Please, just come over here and help us out, please. I'm scared of being in small places. I really don't like it. I'll go stir crazy if I stay here for a long time.
Then why did you go down there then?
Because a lot of people dream of having a basement to hang out in. Besides, the door was open when I entered the room. Then when I went inside with Rick, the door just closed on itself. No matter how much noise or twisting of the handle we do, we can't get out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to run. It's time to feed my baby, and I need both hands to do that. Bye.
You're kidding me, right? Please just wait. Are you really not going to come over here and let us out?
I need to prioritize my cute baby over you house stealers. If I feel like it, I might help and give you some light.
What if you don't feel like it?
Then I'm not going to help you. Duh. But you changed the locks on the front door. If that's the case, I can't get you out of the basement.
You can't just leave us down here. It's imprisonment.
I'm sorry, I've really got to go. You'll be fine. Just reflect on your actions for a while.
Hey, Caitlin, is it true that Dana and Rick are trapped in the basement of our house?
It seemed like they went down there without our permission, just as I expected. She just messaged me asking for me to help get them out. But I said that there's no way I can help them out.
Oh, so that was your plan this entire time, to trap them until they'll do what you say?
They're just like kids. They do the opposite of what they're supposed to do, and they went in there without our permission. I'm sorry for scaring you with my plans, but they invaded our house, and I feel like that's worse than what I did. I think it'll be a good time to reflect on what they've done.
It's okay, I think so too, but I don't want them doing anything to our basement though. Shall I come back tomorrow and help you out? We can go and confront them together.
Will your work be okay with that, though? I think I can do this by myself, Craig.
What are you saying, Caitlin? You don't know what those two are capable of. What if they try to hurt you? When I told my parents about it, they were so upset. They want to go there and pick them up.
Okay. Shall we all go there and deal with them together?
My workload is slowed down, so I can take it easy for the next few days. I also want to see our new baby. I'm really excited to see you both.
Hello, Dana. I've decided to come and help you get out. Do you want me to open the basement door?
How dare you do this to me? You're such a crappy person. Hurry up and open the door right now. We've been locked up since yesterday. If you don't help us, I'm going to go crazy.
Oh, wow. I'm so scared. If you say anything more like that, I'll just go home again and not help you out.
Don't be like that. Those were all lies. I swear. It's just a joke. Please, just come here and let us out. I've been really scared about being trapped down here and haven't slept since yesterday.
Oh, is that right, Dana? Poor you. I suppose I better help you out then.
Please, Caitlin, help me out.
Okay, but when we open the door, Craig will be there to collect the money you owe your parents. Don't try to run away.
What? My brother and father are coming? Did they tell you about the debt?
Your brother brought them here. They came to take you to their house to discuss the debts. When we told them about our situation, and they said we'll go together to deal with it.
You have got to be kidding me right now. I thought I escaped, but I didn't. Why did you sell me out to my parents? I can't believe they've gathered outside the door. There's no way I'm paying off my debts. I won't do it.
Then you'll be stuck in a place with no food or fresh water. No matter what, you're going to suffer the wrath of your family.
But you can't let them do this to me. It's not fair.
No, it's fair. You'll be hearing from our lawyers about paying for all the stuff you sold and for breaking into our house.
Caitlin, please, I'm your sister-in-law. You need to help me escape so I don't need to pay anything. Please help me out here.
You're going to need all the luck in the world to escape us. Let us judge you for ourselves when you get out of my basement. When Dana and Rick were rescued from the basement, the debt collectors grabbed them by the collars and took them away somewhere. Apparently, the debt is closer to $100,000 than $50,000. Plus the $30,000 they owe to her parents. The debt collectors added it all up to be closer to $200,000 that they owe. Rumor has it that her husband lives and does odd jobs for the debt collector's office to pay off the debt. As for Dana, she's working at a shop to repay the debt. For some reason, the debt collectors thanked me for my work. I was able to get back a large amount of goods for the baby, such as a crib, stroller, and lots of branded clothes.
I accepted the gifts, and they thanked me for my help in catching Dana and Rick.